Hi there, I'm Morgan. I am a volunteer with Rescued Friends Animal Sanctuary, and aside from being out there with all my buddies, my favorite thing to do is definitely cooking. I thought it was a perfect time to start sharing videos. Folks are stuck at home doing maybe more cooking than ever, trying to be clever with use of pantry products. So here we are today. I'm going to start off with chickpeas. So you may have garbanzo beans, chickpeas in your cupboard and you're not sure how to use them. I have a couple different things I'm going to do here today. I'm going to make a chickpea salad, egg style salad. You may or may not have made that before at home. You might pick up a couple tips from me for that. Also, instead of the usual store-bought vegan mayo that I would put in that chickpea salad, today I'm going to show you how to use the aquafaba, the water from the chickpea can, to make your own mayonnaise. And then after that, we will do one more thing with this can of garbanzos. We'll make some Kalamata olive hummus. So stick around and see what we do here. I am going to start with the mayo because it'll take the longest to get ready. Super simple. I have everything I need right in front of me already. I've got a 1/4 cup of my chickpea liquid, which we will add some ground mustard, about a 1/4 teaspoon of mustard, 1/4 teaspoon salt, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, about 1.5 teaspoons, and then 1 to 3 teaspoons of brown rice syrup if you have it. I am using agave syrup today, so hopefully that works out for me. And another suggestion that I've seen is maple syrup, so you can use any of those. And then we've got a really good amount, between 3/4 and 1 cup of a really good neutral oil. Sunflower oil is ideal. I don't have that today. I'm going to be using avocado oil. And ideally we have an immersion blender to deal with this, but if you don't, I believe this will work just fine in a food processor, maybe even a bullet type blender. So I'm just going to give the first few ingredients a little mix for a few seconds here. Alright, so now after I've gotten all of those ingredients blended up well, I've started very slowly adding my oil. This should take up to a couple minutes because it does take a while to get that thick, creamy mayo texture. So I'm going to keep mixing here and keep slowly adding in my oil. And we'll be right back to show you what that looks like at the end. Okay, so we have finished our mayonnaise. You can take a look here. It's thick, it's creamy, a little tangy. I'd say personally I'd go a little heavier than the recipe on the vinegar, just for the tang that I really, really like. This will keep for a good long while in the fridge too, so we're certainly not going to need quite this much, but we'll use this for something else. So for the chickpea salad, I like to use the food processor for this because I like it a little creamier, but you could certainly just use a potato masher or really any device to kind of just mush those chickpeas up a little bit. The other things we need here, we've got some onions, some celery, I've got some green onion just because I had it to use up, and some carrots, and you know, those are mostly for crunch as well as nutrition. Some lemon juice, and we've got a mix of garlic powder, pepper, salt, and dill. I love dill in this. I don't have fresh dill right now, so dry is good enough for me. The last thing that I'm going to add in here is one of my favorite new finds. It's black salt. I did find it online. I wasn't able to find it in the store. The smell is very sulfury. It smells like eggs. It's really, really good in a tofu scramble, and it's really, really good in this salad. Use it very sparingly if you can find this. It's very, very delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and add everything in with my chickpeas and give it a couple spins. Another thing that I like to add that I didn't get out today and I just remembered as we're talking is at the end, which I will still do, I do like to add sunflower seeds and or some almonds chopped up. They add a great flavor and texture to this as well. And as far as eating this, bread, crackers, by itself in a bowl, whatever you like. It's a very, very good lunch. I like to take some of this camping with me. You need a spoon. But like I said, super easy to put together. So it's a couple cups of chickpeas, like 1 regular can, and then you you go with the mayo as you please. I'd say maybe a half a cup of mayo. I'm gonna probably start a little shy and then add more if I need it. And here's my dry. And I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some lemon juice in here. This is as desired as well. I'd say a couple tablespoons. Try not to get your seeds in there. Here we go. And I sat a couple things out of the way and forgot about them. Also a little bit of mustard. I'm on the Dijon team, but yellow mustard's really good in this too. Maybe a tablespoon or so of that. And I also, to the lemon juice, even though it's already got the acid, I like to add a little bit extra white vinegar. Just a little splash there. Definitely an optional one though. And here's my black salt. Again, very sparingly. I'm gonna use a little less than a 1/4 teaspoon in here. And I'm gonna give it a few pulses until I'm happy with the consistency. May need to add a little more mayo. And I think we're pretty good on mayo. All right, I'm going to spoon this into my bowl. You can take a look at this. It's really good. It's super good leftover. Sometimes I do add a little extra mayo to my leftovers as it kind of absorbs. But I really like it about this texture. And like I said, add some nuts in there or some hemp seeds. Keep making it healthier and healthier. And here we have delicious chickpea salad with our homemade mayo. Okay, we are back. We are going to make our Kalamata olive hummus now. So again, we're gonna use a food processor. It's the easiest way to make a creamy hummus. I'm gonna put a few cloves of garlic in here and about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And then it's gonna be salt to taste, but I'd say 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon. And you can always salt it more at the end of this process. So I'm gonna first mix those items together. One thing I do special with my chickpeas, I'll explain to you in just a minute. Well, it helps if I plug it in. So let's give this a little action here. Get those garlic cloves pulsed up. All right, great. So now I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup of tahini. I like the Sprouts brand that I've been finding. There is good and bad tahini in my opinion, so definitely do a little research if you're new to making hummus at home or using tahini. Tahini is great in dressings, in baking. There's a lot of really good things you can do with tahini, so definitely recommend that. I am going to also add a little bit of ice water right now, a couple tablespoons. And then I'm gonna get this mixed in. Excuse my mess. Until it looks pretty smooth. And I don't have my lid on. I'm the messiest cook in the entire world, by the way, so ask my husband who has to clean up after me. Okay, so that's pretty good. The 3 things we're lacking that we need to add now are our chickpeas. So I did still use my canned garbanzos, but The thing that I like to do when I have time when I'm making hummus is take them, cook them again on the stove after rinsing them in some water and some baking soda. So the baking soda, as you can see, really breaks up all those skins on the outside, and at the end of the day, it's just a creamier taste in your hummus. You don't always have to do it. I don't always do it, but you can taste a difference. So I'd say if you're curious, give it a shot. I'm gonna pour my chickpeas right in. Try not to spill anywhere. And then I'm doing about a half a cup of Kalamatas. This is kind of a two-taste thing as well. So anywhere between a quarter cup and 3/4 of a cup of Kalamata olives for this particular one. You can leave it the way it was without the Kalamatas if you don't like olives. You can add other things, sun-dried tomatoes, pine nuts, more garlic. There's so many things you can do with hummus. You can use all those store brands that are available as some inspiration for your flavors at home. So I like a good amount of cumin. I think I'm finishing my jar up actually. But at least I'd say half a teaspoon. And we'll see how creamy this gets. I am also gonna add a tiny bit of olive oil after I see how this looks. That's why I can't walk away from it. It always shakes itself loose. Okay, it's looking good. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Gets it even creamier. Okay, and I'm gonna scrape my sides just a bit, but you can come and have a look here at this hummus. It is super creamy. You can obviously see the olive specks, so if you hadn't put the olives in, it wouldn't have that in the texture, but it smells good already. I'm gonna do a couple more swirls to get all the stuff I'm scraping down from the sides, but that's about it. That's really, really easy. We did 3 things with this one big can of garbanzos: homemade mayo, chickpea salad, and hummus. So there you go. Thank you.